Hi everybody, my name is Andrew and this is another exciting edition of Kite Army Labs. Today I want to talk to you about the Blink XT outdoor camera system. Now if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that this is about my fourth or fifth security camera system that I've looked at. And that's because I don't live in a high crime area. I just kind of want to watch my front door, my front yard, around my property. I'm not really requiring a system that's super high tech. I want something that's easy to install and doesn't require wiring. That was one of my main requirements. So that's what drew me to this system. Another system that has that feature is the Arlo, which I've used in the past. I used their first version, and I might actually have to take another look at their newest generation of system after I tell you what kind of frustrations I've had with this Blink XT. So this is the warning. If you're a Blink XT fan and you don't want to hear anything bad said about this product, go somewhere else. Trust me, it's gonna get ugly. Anyway, since I'm a positive guy, let's start on the good stuff. So the good stuff with the Blink XT is this. As I said, it doesn't require any wiring on the cameras. They're powered by AA batteries. Real simple design. The mounts are simple. The installation is a breeze with this system. The app is also really easy. It only works on a tablet or a smartphone on iOS and Android. You can't connect to the cloud service on your PC, on your Mac. So it really requires a smartphone to use this system, unlike some of the other cloud systems like Nest where you can connect to them on your computer. So that's a limitation, but I think for most people that's going to be fine because you get those notifications on your smartphone. You can look at the videos on your smartphone. These are outdoor cameras. They're waterproof. They're HD video, they have night vision, blah, 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 all the things you'd expect from a camera system. And sort of if they did all those things they claim to do well, in my opinion, I think this would be a home run. Now we get to move to the negative side of these cameras. So I've had them installed for about 3 weeks, and one of the cameras that I had on my front door has done a fine job. I feel like I have the motion detection set perfect. I get a notification only when someone's on the front door. It works perfect. I got a few false positives in wind, nothing that I'm going to complain about. Now my other camera, which I'll show you a picture of, is on my front yard, and it's obviously got a wider field of view because I want to capture my whole front yard. This thing, I get about 100 to 200 notifications a day on motion, and the problem is most of the time there's no motion on the yard, and if there was motion, it captures just the tail end of the motion or the beginning of the motion. Now what drove me nuts today is I'm in a meeting, the phone's exploding, big problem. I'm getting this notification that after 2 weeks my battery's low, and that's because it's been doing so much detecting and sending all that information online. So that's been a big problem to me, and I just feel like those false positives don't help me, and especially when I see the recording does not include any of the motion that I'd like to see. So come on in, we'll look at the pieces. So the Blink XT is sold in kits with different camera quantities. I think there's a 1, 2, 3, and 5. I bought the 3. Now each kit comes with a Blink module, and this is basically a receiver where these cameras talk to this receiver and then they talk to the internet. So you never talk directly to the camera, and that is, if I understand correctly, because they use a communication method that is supposed to be very power conservative, okay? Now the problem that creates is there's lots of latency when you're trying to connect to the camera. So this is what a camera looks like up close. Here's the lens, here's the motion detector, and somewhere in here I think is the IR for night detection. Now to replace the batteries in these, all you do is push this button down there. This guy, it's a little difficult. All right, once you hit that button to open the camera, lift it from the bottom and take off the lid. You can see it's got a seal around there, so sometimes it might resist a little bit, but as long as you're holding that button down and lifting from the bottom, you shouldn't have a problem. Now on the inside, you'll see a slot on each side for a AA battery. Fortunately, each camera comes with a set of Energizer lithium batteries. This camera does require lithium batteries. They're a little bit more expensive than your normal AA's, but you know, a set like this is about $5, so that shouldn't be a problem. Also, you'll see a serial number here here, I've got mine covered up, and a QR code. That's what you use to add these cameras to your control panel. Now let's talk about the mount that comes with each camera. This is it right here. Now when I first got this mount, I thought this was really chintzy, and I'm surprised at how well it works. Connects to the back of the mount and lets you spin it this way. You can spin the mount this way. So as far as I can tell, any mounting configuration should work. Once you get the mount installed with a single screw right here, all you have to do to attach the camera is center it on that hole right there, and that's it. Let me show you what the app looks like. There it is right there. You can see it has 198 notifications, which is way too many. Here's my two views. This is my front porch and this is my front yard. The front porch has worked fine. I get about 5 notices a day. My front yard is going crazy, and you're gonna see in the recordings, it's no motion on the street that's caused that. The other thing I want to point out to you is when you first get these cameras, to activate them, you actually have to push that little guy right there. See, it's gray right now, and it's going to change to blue. And now I'm going to turn it back to gray. And that basically means that it's ready to detect motion. You can see my front porch is still detecting, my front yard is not. This is the reason why. Look at my battery levels right there. It's red and showing me that the batteries are nearly dead, and that's after 2 weeks of use. Let's go and look at the configuration of the top camera. You push this right here. You can name it. It will tell you the condition of the battery, the outdoor temperature. That's beta. It's worked. One of them it worked really well on. 32 is right. The other one said about 70 at the same time. So here's the re-trigger time. That means that after motion, it has to wait 30 seconds to re-trigger and record more footage. That's a problem. Here's your sensitivity levels, your clip length. You can go from 5 seconds to 60 seconds. Here's some of your illumination controls. And at the bottom here, it will show you what your strength is from your camera to your Wi-Fi and your camera to your sync module. You want to make sure those are kind of balanced. And the same settings you have for my other camera. Here's how you add a camera at the bottom, and here's how you arm and disarm the system. Now, if you want to go and look at the recordings, you have to go up here and hit the folder, and you're going to see this is my front yard. Look at this. Yard, 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 yard. These are all the false positives I've gotten off that camera, and that's why this system has been frustrating to me. Now let me show you. Here's an actual recording of the front yard from that camera, and you can see that there is absolutely nothing going on in that whole 60-second video. I'm going to walk you through the process of adding a camera to your Blink system. Scroll down to the bottom of your app here, and you'll see this plus sign. Click that plus sign right there. It will take you to this menu that asks you what kind of device you're adding to your Blink system. A Blink camera, which is their indoor, the Blink XT, which we're adding is their outdoor, or a Blink siren. Click the Blink XT camera, hit the next button. Before you begin, your device will need a serial number. So they add the serial number to your account to match it up. Now you can manually enter the serial number from your camera right here, where I've got it covered up, or you can scan the QR code, which is a lot easier. So you just hit this camera button right here. It'll turn on your camera. You see how it picked that up? It'll add it to that field right there. And then you hit continue. It's pretty much as simple as that. Once it connects to your network, it does some firmware, and then you're pretty much up and running. All right, guys, well, you bared with me, so let me give you the summary. Basically, this is one of those cases you pay for what you get. Now, I did only pay $300, so I'm complaining an awful lot considering that, because some of the solutions I looked at, you're going to spend $300 in cloud fees a year. So this does not have any cloud fees at all, and that's very nice, and that's what sort of attracted me to the solution. The problem is, I kind of feel like I'd be better off with nothing than having this and being interrupted all the time with false positives and all the problems that go along with it. It looked like I was going to burn through batteries every month. So I felt like this did not work for me. I know a lot of people have had a successful experience with this, and I think it's because they have those cameras in really tight quarters and just focused on a really specific zone, and they probably would work well for that. But since I'm trying to cover my whole front yard, this system did not work for me. So please, if you feel compelled to leave a comment below telling me how great the system is, I'd love to hear from you. I hope that you'll like this video and support me. Please check out all my other content. I have a bunch of videos on other security cameras. Make sure you check them out, and I hope to see you guys around real soon.